Yo, what up? This your boy Kendall Stones, AJ Coffee Weaston.
This your boy DOD Good Brother Bowl.
And we are the Dirty Hills. You already know, man, you tuning in to 11:30 podcast. Mm-hmm. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Dude, that's my job. Not 7:30, but 11:30.
Yeah. And you have been Dirty Hills approved.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. This is episode 79 of the 11:30 podcast. Talk Pro Wrestling. What's goody, everybody doing out there? We back at it, man. Here on Talk Pro Wrestling. Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners all across the world, wherever you may be at, joining me here for this episode, man. It's going to be another great one, you guys, man. As you can see, I got the fellas with me here on this episode of the 11:30 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling. Is going to be a very dope one, you guys. But wherever you listen to me at, well, on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the 11:30 podcast YouTube channel. Like it, leave a comment, and do all that great stuff. And don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. But you guys, like I said, man, got a great show lined up for this Friday, man. For real, I got my guys, man, Blackhart from Boston, and I got my guy Warren Marlowe from Jacksonville, man. Yo, they're gonna be joining me here on the podcast. We got some great things to talk about, and chop it up with some wrestling and everything. But before we do, shout out my guys who was on last week, the Dirty Hills, Kofi Weaston, and Good Brother Bo, man. But yo, speaking of the show, let's get into it, man. For real, Blackhart, Warren Marlowe, what's going on with you guys?
What up?
What's happening, Dre? Oh, wait a minute. First and foremost, fuck Kofi right now, man, because he's trying to come after my title, B. He's trying to come after my 3-time guest appearance title. So I'm like, wait. So I had to hit your ass up real quick. I'm like, wait a minute, man. You better tell that boy something, man, because you already know that title belongs to me. You know what I'm saying? So this counts as my 3rd appearance. So you got to take that back, Kofi, man. But shout out, But shout out to the Dirty Hills podcast. You know what I'm saying? But this is my guys over there, man. I'm just fucking with y'all. I'm just playing with y'all. But B, I'm that 3-time guest champion, man. So you got to take it off my hands. Twice.
That's what's up. To be honest with you, man, I was counting before the show. I was like, my man Shane's been on the 11:30 podcast about 5 times here. So, I think he the new number 1 contender. I think he the champion right now. Good Brother Bo and Dirty Hills, though. But, that was awesome. Appreciate you guys joining me. Warren, man, how's it going?
Hey, man, I'm doing good, man. Hey, this is the first episode that we got with the new commission. I mean, what can I say, man? Let's get into it. I'm excited.
All right, man. We're gonna get into it.
Surprised Ward's not wearing his Patriot mask on because today's Veterans Day. That's the first thing that I probably would have noticed by him, but he didn't have his mask on, so I was like, oh, that's his.
Yeah, man.
If you want it, hey, now, we can get it now.
Hey. Well, then you better throw that thing back on, then.
I want to be able to see y'all. That thing's gonna be all over.
Yeah, you can see us, but what about the other people that want to know about your alter ego?
Yeah,
they're making Prodigy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, man. Stop playing with yourself.
Warren just mentioned, man. We are the commission, man. Warren came up with this awesome idea along with Shiz, man. And you guys want to go into it, man? Because I'm happy to be right along with you guys there. You guys either consider me the podcast brothers, a fan that, would like to, come through and, record and talk. So whoever, we want to go first, man, and just let everyone know what the commission is.
Warren, this was your brainchild, so I think you should talk about this. I kind of came in and, done my little 1s and 2s and put my own little pieces and stuff like that. I see stuff I would have done, but this was really your baby for anything else.
Hey, well, basically, man, because, we sit here and we say, based off a podcast, and we all want to become as one. I literally owe both of y'all everything because Shiz was the first time invited me on his podcast, on a wrestling podcast, and that was my first time actually being able to talk about my old time in the ring and stuff like that, and that was just a blast, man. And I just see, we go on social media, and everybody's like, hey, man, subscribe, and support us. And I was like, you know what? The 2 main ones I was close with is y'all. And I was like, you know what? why not, man? We're all basically three wrestling podcasters in ways, so it's like, you know what? Let's just become as one. I came up with a different name, but hey, y'all came up with a better name. So Shiz, I'll give you that one.
Well, someone tried to take the podcast mafia little name, and I was like, wait, hold on. First and foremost, I already had that hashtag for like maybe like a month and a half now. Like I've been starting that thing ever since the whole mob tree um limited edition T-shirt that we had released just like 2 months ago. So when it came to that, I was like, well, I know what Warren's trying to do with this, but I can't have him let him take a name that I'm already using right now and just pass it over. Like I've been already I've already spearheaded that shit. So I was like, you know what? All right, what's other names that could be, mafia related, but it's not coming towards my stuff? And I was like, well, for people that do not know, I'm a huge mafioso buff. I'm a historian. For the five New York families, has started this whole commission where the bosses of all five, they'll come together, will have their respectable meetings about the direction of where the criminal enterprise can go, what's allowed, what's not allowed. Somebody will have to get whacked, who would get promoted, whatever. So I just said, all right, and we are going to do this, and then as time progresses on, and this thing, we get more people to come be a part of this commission, then I would name it a commission, because the commission is not just these five families. It's just like it spans out to the other independent mafia bosses in the world, in the United States as well. So they would be presented at these meetings as well. So I just thought about it, Mike. Let's just do the commission. At first, I thought about the syndicate, but then I was like, it's a pretty decent name if we had nothing else left. But then the commission kind of stuck. And I picture this thing not just being just us three. There'll be more podcasters coming into play, and eventually it's gonna span out for what we changed from the commission to the summit now. And for the people who did not know what the summit is, do your research. This is why you have gambling in fucking Havana, Cuba. Thank Mayor Lansky for that, and thank Fidel Castro for that move too. Nice little mafia history lesson for y'all.
I dig it, man. I dig it. Like Shea said, man, with Warren Marlowe, man, that was his idea, and I'm along with it, man. And I appreciate you guys for accepting me, just being along on the show, man, and just being brothers with me. Like I always, send messages out to you guys or watch you guys' podcasts, man. Like keep doing your guys' thing, especially Shiz. And also Warren, man, because I definitely love it, man. It's always about building that community, man. And the commission, man, it is what it is, man. I like it. I definitely dig it, man. But we're gonna move on here on Talk Pro Wrestling, man. How's you guys' wrestling week going on, man? What's been going on in wrestling? You've been scratching your head at?
Fuck that, man. Let me just make it to Saturday, man. The AEW Full Gear pay-per-view. For those of you guys that do not know, I'm coming after my OTTR championship belt against Big Mike, who's your two-time OTTR champion. He's holding on to something that belongs to me. We have a prediction show coming on at a special time this Saturday, 5 p.m., live on YouTube. So you're going to be able to check us out there. Where we give our quick little predictions along with the last week of wrestling episode that we will be doing a day early in advance. So Big Mike, fuck you right now, man. You ain't shit. And I'm coming back from my belt. So as far as the rest of the week is concerned, Monday's trash. Tuesday, I barely even escaped that BS. Wednesday, for a go-home edition of a Wednesday night wrestling event, I find it less spicy this time around. And I was expecting a lot more stuff to probably kick off. Maybe that's just my feelings towards it and everything like that. But I'm not going to bash the show because the show was good as normal. But this was a go-home edition to a pay-per-view, one of your marquee pay-per-views. And we can get a little bit more intensity into this thing. Besides the ending, besides the contract signing, which I quote Pooh Shiesty, this is time to get it back in blood. Egg with Adam Page. It's your time on Saturday to get but he needs to bust open. Kenny Omega needs to get some type of color. It's time to get it back in blood, baby. It's that season, man. Let's go. Let's do this.
Okay. Cool. Warren?
I'm excited for Full Gear because I actually was at last year's Full Gear in Jacksonville. So I wasn't really a fan on some of them because I mean all of them were still really new in ways. So I'm excited to see how this one's gonna go. I was really impressed with the Daniel Bryan match for sure. I don't know, most of them I was really impressed with that one.
Daniel Bryan is having the best wrestling fucking performances of his life ever since he went over there to AEW. Ever since that moment, he is another version of himself, and he's falling in love with wrestling and shit all over again. So kudos to Bryan Danielson, man. But I'm sorry, folks, it's Miro's time to get that title. Mm-hmm. Sorry, folks, y'all might have to be mad at me for what I'm about to say, but Miro for champion right now. You heard? Bottom line.
Hey, I dig it, Shiz. I dig it, man. As far as the wrestling week goes, man, Monday night, haven't been good in a long time. The only great night that I really look forward to is Wednesday. It's Wednesday.
That lasted 10 minutes.
Hey, yo, man, I know, right? I wanted to see how long that was going to last, though. But,
so, wait. So, my question to Warren is this, right? So, if you're in the match, how long does your matches do we take? Or do you tell the opponent, like, yo, listen, this match got like very little area here, but can we go like 10 minutes?
No, when I was wrestling, bro, I could wear that thing all day. Like, it was no problem. But me not wearing it consistently anymore, I'm just sitting like, oh my gosh. Well, and I had my headphones in my ears. I was like, ooh. You never know. That might have been the way I tell how I did my matches. Okay, I give you 10 minutes before that thing flies up.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to see how long that would last. It was like he having a hard time breathing in that one right there. But yeah, with this past week in wrestling, man, Wednesday night seems like to be the only exciting night. But every night that wrestling on is a good night to me, though. But with Full Gear, like Chiz first mentioned, is coming up this Saturday, and Miro is in the finals against Bryan Danielson. For the number one contender, taking on who wins the match between Hangman Adam Page and Kenny Omega. Shiz just said Miro. I'm going with Miro because, man, every video package he's been delivering and saying everything he's doing, I'm loving it. I can see him winning back. At least winning that match and taking on Hangman Adam Page, which I think is going to win the main event match between Kenny Omega and Hangman Adam Page.
I want to know, do y'all believe that Hangman's going to have a long title run?
I won't say a long title run for like a year. I'll say maybe 6 months, 6-7 decent months.
I was going for like 3 or 4 because with him being a babyface, usually babyfaces don't get that long.
But more importantly, you gotta remember those now. But you gotta remember though, their pay-per-views is not every month like WWE's is. There's every 3 months now. So if they want to stretch out the next set of rivalry to go on for the next 3 months, that's one rivalry right there before you start for a whole nother one, another 3 months afterwards. And by that time period, it will be Revolution will be in February, May will be Double or Nothing, August will be around that, September will be All Out. Mm-hmm. And then you're right back to Full Gear again. So I would say, but probably 2 or 3 pay-per-views, I can see him carrying that belt. But afterwards, for like a whole year stretch, like Omega did, I have no idea. Unless he catches fire, and he's the needle movie that gets these people to watch AEW throughout the whole 2 hours, not just specific times or when certain people are on. Then he'll keep it for a longer time because you gotta remember this is a business. At the end of the fucking day, as much as I hate having to say that word, they don't give a shit. They just want more numbers, more viewers, or new people to come and watch this product.
Mm-hmm. You guys are right.
It definitely needs to happen. Yeah. If Heyman loses, we rioting.
Okay. If Hangman loses, we riding. Another big up matchup. They have Minneapolis Street Fight between the Inner Circle and the America's Top Team.
This whole thing's trash.
It is.
This whole thing's fucking trash. The only thing that's good is the whole Dan Lambert. Yes. He is the biggest mouthpiece next to Jim Cornette that I can make that comparison to. But the whole Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page thing,
it's killing them.
They should have been after some gold already. They should have been tag team champions already, or Scorpio should have been TNT champion already. I mean, TNT champion. I forgot the TBS. That's the secondary women's division. Okay, but Nah, just that dynamic right there. I just don't see it passing a year before this team breaks up. And then you bring in outside entities from the USC into this group now. Yeah, it makes it another legitimate thing, but certain people, it's you still got UFC people still going shit on the wrestling pride because wrestling is not what UFC is. But you're bringing these people into that locker room, and basically, I can honestly say if American Top Team don't win, then that's just going to be a shutdown on MMA right now. So I believe that heels are going to win this because who needs it more? Who am I going to see every week trying to fight for their honor? And that's like, okay, Sammy is. Sammy has the TNT title. He can go back and try to get those wins back for his group that got mollywopped by MMA fighters. If I gotta go against an MMA fight, and you know what I'm saying, and I'm a wrestler, chances are the MMA fighter just might win.
Yeah,
because he can hit you and strike you. You, on the other hand, is only known for one thing: grappling and submissions.
Hey, you're right. I don't really see I don't see America's Top Team going really too far. You know, after this, win that they may get at Full Gear, they gonna really disperse. Dan Lambert is like she said, it's the mouthpiece. He could really be put with someone and be their manager or so. But with this whole you got the MMA, UFC guys, and then with I don't know, but yeah, we're gonna see where it goes, and I just think this is just something for the inner circle just to do at the moment right now until they get to their next feud, though.
It's just bringing more eyes to the product, basically. I think that's all it really is.
Yeah, but to Dre's comment, but what next opponents for the inner circle then, especially where Jake Hager hasn't been doing jack shit. Pride and Powerful should have been winning after the tag team titles against Lucha Bros, but yeah, we get the FCR rematch. And Sammy's going to be doing his own thing. Jericho could be just the eldest man of the group as he's slowly coming out the door and transition over to a new role as his wrestling career is over.
I would just
sooner or later that group is going to start dissolving too.
Yeah, you're right though. But I would like to see the inner circle just break up because all they're doing is just putting people together just to have them face the inner circle. Something they did with the Shield also. And all these 3 men, big power team that you don't really have other opposite to go against. So they just building up factions and up superstars and wrestlers just to take on the
now. See, but that's the difference though. The Shield was only 3 people. 3 people, you can have another 3 random people across the ring to go off against them, and then you can still have a match. You can't find a 5-on-5 and make that on a consistent basis like that.
Yeah,
especially when 2 of them is not even signed to that company. They're outside on more like they're getting paid for appearances and freelance. That's it.
Yeah, you're right about that one. I would say the only thing I would say, the inner circle, if they split, the biggest thing that everything is going to be protected by is going to be Sammy. I think Sammy is going to be the only one that's really going to stand out when the split goes because honestly, I don't really see him much for the other 2. And then, like you said, Jake Hager, I think Jake Hager is just there just to be there, just to be that little asset to help product something. But
he's basically
like you said,
the Jericho don't need DX. He's just a waste of space.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So how long is it till we see the Santana and Ortiz become AEW tag team champs?
Oh, listen, I don't know. Shout out to Maddie for this little comment. Pride and Powerful need to be Pride and Powerful again. Lately, they have not been the Pride and Powerful as you've seen in Impact, and not seeing shells of it here. I mean, besides the whole tag team, false count anywhere match that they had with who they had that match with? With
about the one.
I don't know, but it was a couple of matches that they had that they were standing, but the rest of them though, it wasn't to my expectation.
Okay. Hey man, look at I'm loving what AEW is what they're doing and what's going on right now. Another big up matchup they having this Saturday is Darby Allin versus MJF. I'm rooting for MJF all the way. I think MJF is a big superstar. Yeah. Who you guys got in this big match?
I got MJF in this too.
That's what I'm going with. I mean, MJF is literally, He's literally going to be, honestly, if we're talking about a guy that really needs to bring eyes to the product, MJF would be that guy. And MJF, in my opinion, would make people buy tickets, make people watch this show to see somebody beat the living tar out of him. Like, literally, MJF is that brand, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I will honestly say the same thing too. I said MJF is clearly the future of this company as going to be the next top heel. It's going to be a top sell mercher. He's going to be not to where Roman Reigns is, but he's going to be one of those heels where now you see more people are watching him and his words, because why? He can get you riled up. He can get you mostly invested. He can get you to cheer for him because he's so good as a heel, or hate his guts that you're gonna want to throw your beer at him. Mm-hmm. That's genuine heat that you get from a crowd. That's not no cheap heat. Even though the cheap heat is easy, like you can go after the audience, shit like that. But if you really dig deep, you really say a promo that really like gets people thinking like, oh shit. Now I'm really pissed.
Yeah.
Now he got you hooked. You know what I mean? And he's definitely one of the four pillars in AEW. Next to Sammy, next to Darby, and next to who's the fourth one?
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy.
Yeah, Jungle Boy.
Yeah. Hey man, that's what's up, man. That's definitely what's up. Full Gear is going to be off the chain, man. I'm definitely going to be tuning into it. But you guys, man, we're going to move on here on Talk Pro Wrestling. WWE announced their Survivor Series men and women teams ahead of, Survivor Series that's coming up in a couple of weeks. I see Shea shaking his head. No, I don't think he likes the teams, or not a good idea that they released them ahead of time.
This whole thing is trash. It's trash. Are you fucking kidding me? Wait, you mean to tell? See, this is why I miss the old days so much, where there used to be such things called qualifier matches, folks.
Oh, mm-hmm.
And more importantly, the team captain can easily win around the locker room and go over and win and then part of the story and go and recruit 5 people naturally and done it that way. And we get 2 matches with each and every one to try to see, okay, this is really a good person or what, whatever. But you already give us this shit earlier on. You gave us this shit early. More importantly, then the people that you got in it is another questionable thing. And I'm like, what the fuck is this, like, Russian roulette type shit? Like, who has the gun? Who has to just a magic one bullet in the chamber? Which one of us is just going to get that feeling? I don't know. But just the whole nature of this thing was garbage. And of course, we all know what this Survivor Series does. And it does nothing for no one in this case. Now, Xavier Woods posted a video up a few days ago. And he was like, why do we spice it up and be like, okay, well, the loser of whatever Survivor Series team that lost, they have a 5-man elimination match to determine who goes from number 1 to number 5 at the Royal Rumble. That's actually a pretty good incentive to actually do, because now it's going to want to have the right and say, well, who really needs to win more, and who can we build up to try to make something new or try to have a new direction for that character when the beginning of the year comes around. That helps them. So I like that idea, to really be honest with you. And then you do the same thing for the winners. The winners, they face off in a 5-man elimination or 5-woman elimination. See who goes to that number 25 to 30.
That's very interesting, Warren.
I don't believe they should have announced it like how they did. I believe, like how Shiz said, do matches or something on it. I would honestly say, why don't you do a match that basically said winner got to be the captain type scenario, and then you just slowly trail it in like how they did when they had NXT versus SmackDown versus Raw, which honestly that was one of their best ones in a while, just because it just was something different. You got something out of a flair out of it. This one, it just seems like they rushed it. It seems like there's no build up to it. The guys they got in it, I'm not necessarily just going to bash it and say, oh, they don't deserve it. We've all been saying, hey, give guys chances, give guys storylines. And I think this is Vince telling you, hey, we're giving you this, but that's all you're getting. We're not giving you any type of storyline or anything with that. And that's my problem with it. And honestly, I don't know. I'm going to watch it, obviously. Everybody's going to watch it. We're still going to probably bash it or whatever, but
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Okay. Shit.
I have a question. So when you say some people are given opportunities, who exactly out of these 20 people are given opportunities to, and the other people have not normally been in these Survivor Series matches every single year since?
Uh, Look here. The only person that I can see that may be getting the big opportunity, or two people out of this whole farce on the women's side, is Chauncey Blackheart and Aaliyah. Them two is the only and Liv Morgan and I guess Rhea Ripley. I don't know. These will be their first Survivor Series matchups. But when they first released the matchups, it was Seth Rollins. It is Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens, Finn Balor, Rey Mysterio, and it was his son Dominic, but now replaced by Bobby, taking on Drew, Jeff, Kingwood, Sammy, and Baron Corbin.
Kingwood should not even be in this match.
Exactly. I agree. I agree right along with you. But this matchup, right? I don't know. I don't know. Like that Warren said, we all gonna still watch it though, but it really don't make sense though. I definitely agree with the qualifying matchups. I thought it should be a qualifying matchup every week up, and then leading up to the show, you reveal the matchups and stuff like that. And they just threw everyone together though. Threw everyone together.
Terrible. Trash.
Yeah.
Trash.
Speaking of King Woods, though, King Woods is in a rivalry now with Roman Reigns, though. Who you guys got right there between King Woods and Roman Reigns as they sort of try to fight who's the king of SmackDown?
Is this a trick question right now? Seriously?
Yeah.
I'm not even going to dignify my answer right now because this is the most ridiculous shit you ever asked. Out of these two, right here, right now, who do you think is going to win this?
Oh, I already know who's going to win it. It's going to be Roman, of course.
Then you are saying you're speaking on practically 98% of the world right now. So I don't even have to say anything.
Okay. I just thought I asked, man.
I mean, listen, no disrespect to Xavier, but just no. Even when you won King of the Ring, do you not know who the fuck Vince McMahon is? Just do you not know it? You know what the hell he's going through right now with his up, down channel situation. So what? Just when the good times start rolling, you hit a roadblock. What's going to happen now? That's all I'm sitting back and waiting for. So, nah, man, don't get your hopes up on shit, man. I'm sorry to have to kill people's dreams today. It's just not going to be that fantasy world. I'm fucking sorry. The tribal chief is going to smack this motherfucker around like a rag doll. Why? You may be the king of the ring, but I'm still the motherfucking needle mover. I am the gatekeeper of this show. You will never get past me to be able to get to this motherfucking title or this top spot. I don't care who you are.
Okay. Hey, it wasn't sort of a trick question, but it was
ridiculous. Just a ridiculous ass fucking question. Like, yo, if Roman was here, he'd be like, yo, Dre, acknowledge me. Would you actually acknowledge that, man?
Yes, I would acknowledge the tribal chief.
I'm pretty sure that you would do the same thing too, just like I would. Come on now.
Oh man. What's your thoughts on the Naomi situation and what's going on SmackDown?
I think they're trying to revamp her, and I think there's going to be a story with this. We don't know what's going on right now, and I think that's what everybody's like irritated about. Is like, hey, they keep screwing Naomi. They keep doing it. I think obviously it's going to heel turn in the process. Do I believe that she needs to be in the bloodline? My honest opinion, no. I would put Tamina or something like that in there, but we don't know. That's my opinion.
Listen.
Because if you extend a faction too much, then it's gonna make it stale. In my opinion,
it's nothing wrong with having a female member on your stable. It's just how you utilize her in that role is what's pivotal to that group. Because if one stinks, all stinks. Anyway, but to this whole thing with Naomi and Sonya and Shayna too is. I understand what they're doing. This is a Stone Cold and Vince McMahon storyline right here. Authority versus someone that's going to eventually break, and he's she's going to go ballistic and just whoop the living shit out of her and get her big win. But at what cost is that? And you're giving us TV time, which I understand we want that, but you're giving her 2 minutes. That's not doing a lot in a story. You're trying to quickly betray it, and then you have all these interruptions and rematches and restarts.
Mm-hmm.
But this is WWE for you. They want to drive me crazy, and eventually they did this shit for years. So, plus more importantly, something I'm not going to say here live, but we all know what WWE really does.
Hey, yo. I don't know. You know, with Naomi, I would rather see her on her own. It wouldn't hurt, like she said, to put a woman in the group. You know, I like what they did with Legado Fantasma and what they did with Hit Row. But, you know,
I just don't see it with Paul Heyman. That's my thing. I just don't see it with Paul Heyman. Because honestly, what role can Naomi really do? Because obviously the mic skills, we got Paul Heyman.
No, already right there. Number one, you got, if you bring Naomi in, who is she married to within that group?
Well, Jimmy, yeah.
Jimmy.
Hey, enough said. Now, a storyline could be like, well, if Jimmy leaves, Jay's going to be looking at him like, what am I about to do? You decide with cuz or I'm side with family. And that's family. That's your brother. But technically, his wife is really the problem with it. So he's going to be stuck right in the middle all over again. You still got Brock Lesnar still waiting in the wind and shit like that too. What if he comes back? And then that changes the whole fucking dynamic all over again.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
Yeah, you're right. Speaking of women in groups, though, last week, B-Fab was released among a lot of other people.
Yo, yo, what?
Yeah,
go ahead.
I know. Yeah, I was just going to ask you guys' thoughts. I'm going to start with Warren.
Well, I'm good friends with AJ Francis, and that's a big dollar they like to call on the Hit group.
What up?
B-Fab, I mean, she brought something different. She definitely had new flavor coming into that brand that they were obviously trying to put together, the new 2.0 ordeal. And honestly, I think she was really the one to help them put eyes onto that product and really improve. And then obviously you see them get drafted to SmackDown. And I was like, okay, let's see what they're going to do with that. Maybe that's a little early, but all right, let's see what they want to do. New faces. And then not even a week later, they released B-Fab. And I'm just like, okay, where did that come from? I didn't expect that one, in my opinion. But I don't know. I mean, she was great on the mic. Obviously, probably not the best in-ring performer, but honestly, how many really are? Like, if you're good on the mic, honestly, you got one of the main assets that you need, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So honestly, I would have thought they would have kept her as a manager, but who knows?
Yeah. She stood out a lot in Hit Row, especially when she came in NXT. I was like, okay, I really dig this. When I saw the whole list and the name B-Fab came up, I was like, it got to be another B-Fab. There can't be. You can't release the B-Fab that you just brought up with Hit Row after you was talking about it and saying, yo, they coming up in 2 weeks. No, it can't be. And yeah,
now, CJ, just because you said that, watch they are going to do that. Just watch. For some weird reason, what did they try to do some bullshit ass experiment like they did with Roxanne Shantae, right? Roxanne.
Oh yeah.
And then they flipped that, and then the Kango group brought in a girl called Roxanne, and the real Roxanne. And you know how that whole shit spanned out to be but a bunch of diss records from Roxanne Shantae. You know how that shit went. But you can't replace B-Fab, so I'm automatically already like, this is trash. Like all levels, on all fronts. Her, Keith Lee, Scarlett, Carrion. I guess you can want to say 9 in this case, but then again, I have my own different reasons for why I think this was better off for her to try to do something else, because maybe wrestling is just not her thing. But other people in the group, some of them are happy, and others, they're like, oh, whatever. I mean, they don't want to be here anyway. So,
yeah,
yeah.
But definitely, there's a news and rumor swirling that there's going to be more coming out, and one of those is going to be Samoa Joe.
Well, I mean, he constantly keeps getting hurt, though, bro.
Yeah. Hey,
but with that new direction in NXT right now, with that already in play, Joe's not going to be able to fit in with that with the roster anyway. So
I think he was supposed to be one of the main ones, and I think he was actually supposed to be that guy that was going to be the ones to keep making these newer guys look as good as they could be. And I mean, with Joe getting hurt, I mean, Joe hasn't been in the ring in what was it? Almost a year before he got on that show where he was doing with for the NXT title against Karrion. Like that was the first time he was back in the ring, wasn't it?
Hey, you guys just made me think of something. So you telling me Samoa Joe is still with the company?
Yeah, he's on the injured list. Ain't he?
Oh wow! Like I completely forgot about Samoa Joe. Completely forgot about him. Since he lost the NXT champion.
He's still there. That's why I might.
I think they might keep him as a commentator. They might put him as a commentator again.
No, they are restricted with the people that they got. If they can't brainwash you, the chances are Samoa's got to go. He needs to go.
Yeah.
For his rejuvenation into his wrestling career or transition into something else, he just needs to go. Triple H is not going to be. He's like right now. He's MIA, and as he's MIA, these changes is happening, and we see a whole new reign coming in, and there's only one white knight that can save the day, and he's hurt on the bench. Matter of fact, man, what movie is that? This is a movie that just made me think. About the whole this scenario. Matter of fact, a better comparison. A better fucking comparison. The Lion King, perfect prime example. Simba runs away, right? No, for real. Simba runs away, right? What happens after he's gone? Run away. This is thinking all this shit is his fault, but really, it's the uncle's fault. It's the father-in-law's fault. It's
Mr. Man's scar.
Yes, Vince McMahon's scar, and he's changing the whole fucking dynamic overnight. And then the pack of hyenas coming into the fold, his brain puppets, the people that he can easily mold, is going to come in, take over the whole damn kingdom. That's it. That's it. This is what the fuck is going on in NXT right now. So Triple H needs to grown up be Simba, come back and fight for that fucking seat. Stand up to your father-in-law.
I like it.
I don't know how much more I can break that shit down, bro. Because I'm like, yo, listen, man, this sounds like this fucking dynamic is like, yo, it's like the Lion King right now. This is fucked up.
So the announcement of Triple H, you've all heard it first from the commission. We want a trailer of the Lion King for Triple H to come back.
Come back.
You gotta make his epic return.
And stand up to your father-in-law and get your kingdom back. Bring back NXT.
Yeah, like for real, man. Oh man.
Oh, I'm dying right now. That was so fun.
Oh man,
shit,
Triple H,
the circle of life.
Everybody would love it, man. In wrestling, for Triple H to actually come back, man, and just take it over, because it's not going so well there. It's not going so well there.
I needed that.
Nah, but this is fucking sad. I
needed that.
I can't think about nothing the fuck else besides that. I'm like, damn, bro. So the old NXT. It's like Mufasa right now, dying, falling to his death. Psh, Triple H is right there in the clip. No! And then all that you see is Vince McMahon coming out of the shadows. Simba, what have you done? Yo.
Basically saying Disney is going to sponsor WWE pretty soon in the future.
And this is why I think Disney is primed to buy WWE. I think something of that nature is going to happen in a cartoon universe. Some shit like they're going to make up, and if that scenario happens, I swear to God, I called it. There's a little symbolism sticking in there to an animated movie. Fuck you, Triple H. This is what the fuck I did to your baby. Raped her. Fucked her all over the place. I'm buried.
Wow.
This episode won't be on Disney.
Oh man. Yeah,
maybe in like some Disney porn type shit. I don't mean. I guess I don't know.
He did.
Oh,
I don't know.
Yeah, NXT has really changed over the last couple of months since its new format. But we hoping Triple H will one day, someday, just like my man Shiz said, make his triumphant return and save us all. Because
he coming back at the Rumble. They're gonna rise up, and he'll have the war paint on his face and everything.
He gonna be there. Oh man,
it comes up from the cliff. No, you're dead.
Oh man. Hey, yo, that's what's up. That's what's up.
Terrible.
We are so off topic.
but listen, man. But sometimes some comparisons can be noticeable to some people, and I think the audience probably will understand that if they're watching NXT and they see what the hell's been going on the show and behind the scenes, and they look at that fucking scenario, they can be like, you know what? He's right. Damn, like, yo, Triple H does need to come the fuck back. I'm like,
I would just say Vince McMahon's Thanos, but we will go.
He's definitely Scar right now. Fuck that.
How you feel
that nigga is definitely Scar. I don't care what no one says right now. He ain't no fucking Thanos.
How you feel, Warren, about the new NXT 2.0?
I'm glad on some people. I mean, obviously they're showing way too much of the Steiner boy, but
I mean,
man,
the guy looks like he
looks like his daddy. He does look like his dad.
He got Vince McMahon written all over him. McMahon written all over him.
See, I told you that mold. He got that Vince McMahon mold right there.
He does. Yes, he
is the clay.
And then he was just over on the UK tour with all the other main guys, along with Tommaso Ciampa, because he's the NXT champion though. But I can see that
they had a good match. I like that match.
Yeah,
I like that match.
I can see Bron Breakker by either the Royal Rumble or at least SummerSlam next year. He's going to be on Raw SmackDown. I can see that already.
Absolutely.
Vince McMahon
That's way too soon.
I know it's too soon, but
he's not even ready yet. Are you serious?
I know, but that seems like a guy Vince McMahon wants to push. Even a lot of guys who was not ready. Vince McMahon wanted.
If you're trying to make
I give it a year. I give it all a year.
Now I would say what the hell Warren said. I would give it a year too. You're not gonna do it within no fucking 4 months. No way. If Vince McMahon really did do this, I would sit back in my seat. I'd be like, God damn it.
Hey,
this motherfucker is just throwing these young pups to the wolves and don't give a fuck about nothing.
Just throw them back in the stampede. Just throw them in there.
He's killing off the puppies. That's some Cruella de Vil type shit right there. See? Another Disney movie.
This boy on a Disney rampage today.
It's so, because if you're looking at the easiest thing in the world, if you look at some comparisons, I really feel like they're taking certain scenarios and they're just doing it in realistic time.
Yeah.
And it comes out to a whole picture. You like, what the fuck? We're in the middle of a climax? So what's the finish? Like I said, Triple H comes back. Stephanie divorces him or like some shit. I don't know. Maybe he becomes a free man. He goes on to another wrestling company, or he makes one on his own. I don't know. That man just needs to go.
Okay.
But the NXT 2.0 standpoint, I mean,
trash.
Give it some time. That's all we can say. Just give it some time.
I gave it 4 weeks.
There's so much wrestling.
I gave it 4 fucking weeks.
Hold on.
I gave it 4 weeks.
AEW is the pro wrestling show. WWE is always going to be what WWE has always been. We just now have more wrestling to watch, more every single time. All I can say is just give it time. You might find something that you like. I mean, NXT, I think, is going to be one of those shows that you're not going to watch the whole show. You're just literally going to find it in sections that you want. And obviously, the Bron Breakker, I guarantee you, everyone's got their eyes on him every single time that he's on that NXT show, because obviously that's probably the face of the brand. Even though Tommaso Ciampa is the daggum champion, Breakker is probably the face of that brand right now. There's a couple of guys I like. Grayson Waller. What's that one? The NXT North American champion. I like him. He does pretty well. I mean,
Hayes.
Yeah.
Hayes. I like his.
One guy that I like in this new round is Andre Chase.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I like
Him too.
Promos. I like his promos though. And everybody got their opinions on this new NXT, 2.0. Some people said take his time. Some people said, man, look at there's some shit. And throughout all of it, everybody's gonna find what they don't or what they do like about it. Everybody know the significant big change of it, and the colors or so. But hey, we are all wrestling fans. I guess that's what we're here to do, whether we like it or dislike it.
I'll just give a special shout out to Carmelo Hayes because he's from Boston and shit. So, that's first and foremost. So I'm gonna support a home base homeboy. You know what I mean? But at the same fucking time, if it wasn't for Tommaso Ciampa still being there, I think people would really say this is a whole new NXT, and then there's no turning back right now. This is a total WWE developmental formula format that they want these people to get used to before they go to the main roster, so it's like a walk in the park to them. That's it. There's not going to be no more indie stars, so if you really want the real, and also support independent wrestling too, man, because like I said, I just went to Beyond Wrestling's Reverse the Curse this past Sunday, and it was great. It was fucking great. Brody King was in the house. Willow Nightingale was in the house. Matt Cardona was in the house. The Bear Country, they both were in the house. They face off against Main Event in a great tag team match. And Sean D, the former Pineapple Pete, Pineapple Pete was in the house that night too. But but needless to say. But when it comes to what WWE is doing, they're going to be hand selecting the people that they're going to bring into the warehouse and train them their way. One way only, and that's it. How you expect them to get better if you don't train them outside the formula? It's been my main biggest fucking concern since this company went corporate, and everything has never been the fucking same. You either wrestle one way or you got to get the fuck out, and that's it. This is why we go to independence. You go and get enough experience. So when you do get that call up, you can bring that whole ecosystem of experience with you. And then what happens? They're going to change their whole idea. Okay, well, maybe our way wasn't working. Maybe this way should work. That's how you're going to have a better product. Mm-hmm. So as much as I don't want to go against Warren right now, but that whole thing was a piece of shit theory. Sorry, I don't know, man. As long as
I'll use a Disney metaphor next time for you. I'm sure you'll be okay.
As long as Vince McMahon has his hands in NXT right now, it's never going to be the same. Never.
You're right about that. Yeah. I agree with you on that. I agree with you on that part.
And you can definitely think of a Disney reference for that piece of shit.
Hey, I definitely agree. If Vince McMahon it's not going to say.
I think I got a movie for you right now.
Oh Lord! Somebody cut Shiz's mic off.
Flubber, boom! There we go, right there. Flubber, right there.
He did that. Oh gosh.
Oh man. Yo, definitely. I definitely understand where Shiz going, man. Triple H need to come back for NXT. As far as independent wrestling is going on, man, who's you guys are into right now or dodging into as far as independent wrestling? She's just name a few Beyond Wrestling. And of course we got a former, independent pro wrestler, Warren Marlowe.
Really? Who?
American Prodigy. But yeah, any independent, pro wrestlers you guys want to, throw out there for any listeners and viewers, check out.
Shout out to Masha Slamovich, first and foremost, the Russian Dynamite herself. Man, she's kicking ass and taking fucking names. This a few more. Shout out to Jay Bougie out there in New York, holding it down on his own, man. He is killing the fucking game out there. Shout out to PJ Savage as well. Shout out to my fellow boys, Charles Evans and Don Chaz and Prince Machiavelli and Pure Ignorance Tag Team. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them first and foremost, man, for getting in the independent simulation game that they just announced just a couple of years ago. That's fucking fantastic. There's two people that I want to shout out. Oh, shout out to Layla Gray. Shout out to Layla Gray. Shout out to Luke Curtis. Shout out to Loop. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to L Solo. Said Blanco Bruno as well. Big bro. You know what I'm saying? He's doing his thing. People that I can in the independent scene. I just gotta dig real deep. Shout out to Shane Taylor Promotions as well, man. I said
definitely
right now. So I hope saying that the next move is gonna be the key move, and I want to see my guys on TV. I can't wait for that. Shout out to Tyree Taylor as well, and Prolific, the whole gang out there. Yeah, like I said, listen, and Trisha, Trisha Dora as well. Oh man, she's fucking great. She's a great militant person, but she's definitely a sweetheart, and she's a she's a crazy motherfucker in the ring though. But cool to her as well. Yeah, man. There's too many names. There's too many out there that I can shout right now.
Yeah, so many, too many to name. A bunch of independent pro wrestlers, and you named a few that I'm very familiar with. Shane Taylor, Tyree Taylor, all of those guys, even Prolific, who've been on here on the podcast. So definitely support your independent pro wrestlers in your area. Shea Zelinsky, Blackheart, man, and Warren Marlowe, get it right, Warren Marlowe. I appreciate you guys joining me here on the podcast. Anything you'd like to say before you guys, get on out of here?
This is about to watch Disney.
Excuse me, motherfucker. What did you say? Hey, listen, it's not my fault that I still got the kid in me, so I can still remember those movies and shit. And hey, listen, history repeats itself, folks. Yeah. Certain things that happen in real life that came from certain movies, and came from certain scriptures and history and all that other shit. Yo, for real, I'm trying to tell you, history repeats itself. But needless to say, our season finale is November 20th. We're gonna be sabotaging and taking over someone's podcast that night. So you might want to check out who we're gonna be crashing their party as part of our season finale takeover. Yes, folks, we're gonna be taking over a podcast as part of the season finale, November 20th. That's November 20th at 10 p.m. The podcast platform will be yet to be determined. I'll make my announcement at the end of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to let everybody know about my episode tomorrow. It's going to be on Facebook Live and stuff. It's going to be talking with my good friend MJ Booker. He's known for doing crazy videos with just doing nothing but countdowns. And I mean, very interesting, very exciting list that we are doing. We're also in the process of actually doing a list called 50 Greatest Wrestling Heels of All Time. And man, I'll tell you what, those are some tough things to do, is just list all these characters down. But tomorrow's episode, we are talking about the DC movies and the Marvel movies that have just been announced and are what are coming out. Looking forward to that. But yeah, man, checking out with Buzzin' with Marlowe. And man, it's just awesome just to hang out with y'all, my commission brothers. And I might even watch Lion King later on tonight, maybe. You never know. But yeah, man, I appreciate it, y'all. Happy Veterans Day as well.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody.
Yes, happy Veterans Day. Yes. Any final thoughts, man?
Final thoughts. I got one. For the people that's going to be in the marina supporting one of the favorite wrestlers and favorite shows and all that, wash your motherfucking ass. All I gotta say, man, shout out to Dropping This podcast, and shout out to Brooklyn Makeup. She is a forefront woman who created that quote. Still stands, obviously. Everyone should wash your ass every single day that you go out, do whatever the fuck it is. But when you go to these wrestling events and shit like that, and you're sitting next to these people and it's jam fucking packed and drinking, they were smoking before they walk in the fucking building, all this shit, yo, come on, bro. Like, that shit is horrible, bro. I was about to smack someone the other day. So it affected me. It affected my little fucking experience. Thank God I had a seat at the very end, so I was able to like scoot over and like get away. But whatever. Wash the motherfucking ass, motherfuckers. It doesn't cost much to get soap.
Yeah, that's your final.
That's your final. Whatever. That's Dollar General. Shit, you can find shit, man. You can buy them fucking Suave body gels for like $2. Crazy, like, yo, bro.
I appreciate you, my guy.
Nah, man, no funny shit to that one, man. I was going to give a smack someone at the AEW show.
This man gonna make me have a heart attack.
You want nothing but action fucking cigarettes. I was like, bro, come on now. Like, how much money did you pay for the cigarettes? You mean tell me that you have to wash the ass again, and then tell me now you come and smell like marbles? Oh, and now imagine myself smelling like some purple kush. I wouldn't be happy as fuck. I would have had all the attention on me. So I'm like, yo, like he's the one that got that pack right now. Be like, what's the word? At least that much, but no, this was a bad smell.
Oh man, that's a story for another. Episode, you guys.
Wash your ass, folks. Hey, wash your fucking ass. You're gonna go to these wrestlers, man. I don't care who the fuck you are.
I appreciate you guys joining me this week on the podcast.
I told you, ladies and gentlemen, we bid y'all adieu, man. I'm shutting this shit down. Just shut it down.
Yo, she is Lansky, Warren Marlowe. I appreciate you guys joining me this week here on the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, man. It was an awesome time chopping it up with you guys, man. Having you guys here on the podcast is always fun, man. You guys and the Disney rats, man, and the Disney mentions, or Lion King mentions, man, were so funny, guys. So funny. Always a blast, man. Yes, man. My man Warren was like, yo, man, we should come together, man. We like a podcast mafia and stuff like that. And I was like, yo, man, we need to make sure they ain't taken. And Cheers, did some more research, him being a Boston historian, came up with the commission, and I was like, yo, man, I'm right along with it, man. I'm happy to be along with it and to, connect with, God with different guys, awesome guys, like-minded guys each and every week, whether it's wrestling, it don't matter what it is, man. And you're a podcaster or whatever, man, I appreciate it. So thank you, Blackheart. Thank you, Warren Marlowe, for coming on the podcast, man, and chopping it up about wrestling, man. I know the question. Who you think going to win between King Woods and Roman Reigns? Really? Like, is that a question? I just thought I asked a question. Who you think going to win? Of course, Roman Reigns is going to smash that ass, though, for real. He's going to smash it, though. But also, yo, this has been a blast. This has been an awesome show. Been a blast. Shout out to all the veterans out there. Happy Veterans Day to everyone, man. Hope you guys enjoy your weekend. Full Gear is this weekend. It's going to be a blast this weekend. We got some awesome matches that's going to be coming up. We're breaking down some of the matches. Some of the matches earlier on the show, but other matches that's going to be coming up, you guys, is going to be the Elite versus Christian and Jungle Express with Jungle Boy, and Luchasaurus. Also, another matchup has been added: Pac and Cody versus Andrade and Malachi Black. And also, we're going to see FTR taking on the Lucha Bros. And and also Britt Baker is going to defend her AEW Women's Championship against Ty Conte. So, man, Full Gear is looking up, you guys, on Saturday night. So tune in and man, for real, can't wait for it, man. This Survivor Series team, man, why they come in and qualify matches though? Like that was crazy though. I think the only thing about Survivor Series I'm looking forward to is The Rock coming up at Survivor Series, celebrating his 25th anniversary. But other than that, man, enjoy some wrestling, man. MLW, it's hot. I'm getting, caught up on some MLW. I'm loving what NWA is doing. GCW, all wrestling, man. Get into some wrestling and enjoy it, man. For real. WWE is just, they falling off the pace, just like my man Warren said, man. I know it is, man. For real. It's like Triple H, in the Lion King movie, man. He just standing by waiting for his time. And he need to come back at it, man. For real. He need to be brought back and take over this new NXT. For real. But man, it's been an awesome show, you guys, man. I hope you enjoyed it wherever you're listening to me at. Make sure you hear the 5-star rating and the review. Leave a comment, like it, share it. Tell someone about the 1130 podcast. I appreciate it so much. It's been another great one. That's always say, man. But before I go, man, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Follow the 1130 podcast on Instagram and Twitter at the 1130 podcast. And subscribe to the 1130 podcast YouTube channel. If you guys hear something in the background, I think my cat woke up, so it's all moving around. But if you'd like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me. That's the 1130podcast at gmail.com, or just DM me on social media so we can work, man, for real. And also, you guys, man, the shirt right here, it's the 1130 podcast gear. Make sure you hit the link in the description down below on YouTube, or in the link in the description on the link in my bio on my Instagram page. Let me get it right and get you some gear, man. For real, the 1130 podcast, we up and running, man. Get you some official gear. More merch is coming soon. I want to thank everybody. For tuning in this week to Talk Pro Wrestling. Yo, enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys next week. And don't forget to tune in to this Wednesday new episode of the 1130 podcast on EB Radio and YouTube. Yo, it's been a blast. It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.